Yeah, this is Dr. Pete. Got a topic from multiple students in different ways about academics and what's important in feedback, and I think I can combine this into one video. And I think a lot of times, here's an example. Let's say a student turns in a paper or an assignment, and I do a video and I say, look, here's all the things that you need to do, and these are things you do well, and these are because you always got to say something positive, and then you go into look, here's the meat of it. These are things you got to do better. And by the way, you did a good job. So we have the sandwich effect, and we make it the best we can. But at the end of the day, a professor gives back feedback, be it video, written, whatever. Then the student will sit there. I personally like the lawyer ones, the ones that will spend more time arguing why the grade should be higher than fixing the problems in the assignment. Those are my favorite. But then there's the issue about at what point does a student say, they come back and they say, well, I got the grade, but I don't understand it. And you're like, well, did you read the feedback? And, oh, yeah, yeah, I read the feedback. Well, what's my next question? Just take a moment and think about it. That should be an indicator to say, yes, I did. Go read the feedback or watch the video. Then come back and say, this is what I didn't understand. But then I have to ask the next question. Well, what's not clear about it? I mean, I do a video similar to what I'm doing here. I'm giving a lot of detail, a lot of feedback. What's not clear? Oh, well, I didn't understand what you're saying. Well, again, what specifically do you not understand? And then it's like, oh, well, but that's because you didn't watch the feedback. So that's the first issue, is when a professor gives you something back. If they honestly didn't give you feedback, yes, you have a legitimate complaint. You should be asking them for that feedback because how do you get better? You should go to the administration for that. But if someone's giving you feedback and you just don't want to look at it, well, then that's your problem. Okay? I mean, it is your problem. It's not everyone else's problem. It doesn't matter if you complain. You just simply did not go and look what the professor's trying to tell you. And the worst part is when you run into professors like me who give a lot of feedback, it kind of it comes pretty clear you didn't look at it. And that should be embarrassing at some point. But anyways, my point with this video is take the time to read the feedback, understand what the professor wants, and then incorporate it. The other aspect is some people get confused about education being customer driven. We are here to give students the best educational experience possible. I don't care what school you go to. I mean, you can go to the elite of the elites or whatever you think is the lowest. I'm not going to fill in the blank because some people will go there and they might be upset, okay? But whatever it is, doesn't matter. The goal is you're paying to say, please give me the opportunity to learn information, process it, and then be graded, give a grade, and then work towards a diploma. That diploma or degree means something. When you say you have this degree from the school, that school is now represented in the public. If you cannot read, research, analyze, you're illiterate, that reflects poorly upon the school. Having said that, if you have a certain level of writing, reading, analysis information, that can reflect positively on the school as well. So you have to put these things in perspective. But to sit there and tell a professor, I pay for this class, so I have the decisions how you grade and how this, that, whatever, that's not true. For example, if you plagiarize, it doesn't matter how much you pay, you plagiarized. And there's accreditation standards, meaning there are people who look at the school and say, this is what the standards are for your school and for other schools, like SACS or North Central, or, there's all these different accrediting bodies, regional accreditation being the highest, national being the lowest, or a lower version, but still, it's still an accreditation. They have standards. So if you sit there and say, well, I don't agree with this plagiarism, it doesn't really matter so much what you agree with. If the professor says you did it and the school says you did it, it happened. And now you can appeal it and fight it and argue about it, or you can say, well, I'll go to another school. Well, it doesn't matter. If a school lets you do that, it's not a good school. Okay, that's the bottom line. If a school allows you to cheat and plagiarize, you really need to sit there and think, okay, is this really a school I want to be associated with? Is this a school that is really giving me a good education, or are they just a paper mill? Are they just giving me stuff? And if that's what you want, then it's a perfect match. But most people, meaning the majority of students, and I believe the vast majority, want professors to be real with them. And they want to say, this is not well done. I'm going to work with you, but you need to get a handle on this. If you don't, then sometime in the real world, you're going to be that person who someone calls out and says, well, you stole that from somebody else. And then they're going to fire you, or you're going to hurt your career and damage it forever. You don't want to be that person. So learn it in the school. How do I give credit to other people? How do I cite things? How do I use APA or whatever process you use to document? My biggest point about this is most professors want you to do well. They want to give you feedback. They want you to keep improving. Take the opportunity that you pay for to get the most out of it. Are you going to like everything that's being said? Well, of course not. I mean, that would be a fantasy world, what we call Pollyanna. But the reality is that we remember the professors who made us work for our grade. Those are the ones who made us better. Those are the ones who moved the needle. Those are the ones that we remember. We don't remember the professors who simply just give us grades and float us through, and then we will reflect back and go, well, I didn't get anything out of that. So you got to think about stuff like that. You need to take that time and consider, what are you really here for in education? What are you really trying to get out of it? What are your goals? And really make the most of your opportunities. Sometimes you only get one shot, maybe two or three. The shots go away and you don't get those opportunities. So again, I'm here if you need help. It's a great topic for multiple students to put into one video, and I do appreciate that opportunity. Thank you and best of luck.